During the Battle of Berlin in 1945, Nazi Germany was down to their last few men, and they were fighting and giving it everything that they had. The Führer had escaped to New Swabia. I don't care what the History Channel tells you about, the Führer committing seppuku inside that bunker. That's bullocks, you know. He escaped definitely, and the Vatican, they're involved with all that. A lot of German generals and German high rankers, they went all around the world, and some went to Antarctica and went underground. Let's just say that. Some went to different sensitive installations around the world and took them by America, like Operation Paperclip. And I know you guys heard about Unit 731 with the Japanese doing those inhumane experiments. But in the Battle of Berlin, those men knew what was on the line. They knew that the Soviet onslaught was going to come. And once those Soviets came door to door, house to house, they got those German girls, and let's just say assaults were taking place left, right, center, and behind. But those men still fought on. Think of the 300 Spartans. No matter the circumstance, no matter the odds, they fought on. Think about Alexander the Great and all the wars that he won, all the battles that he was in. He never gave up. Look at Julius Caesar. Julius Caesar got assassinated because he was too great. He became one of the most prolific people of Rome, ever, And it goes to show you guys, never give up on things that you have a natural affinity to, or you have a natural propensity to. You got to take all the things you've been through in life, all the negative emotions, that one girl who looked at you and frowned and said, ew, he's ugly, or whatever. All those negative things or interactions you dealt with, you have to take that and you have to transmute that into fuel. You have to take that and you have to be like an alchemist. You have to be some type of spiritual alchemist. You have to take the negative energetic manifestational frequency and transform that into something positive. So whatever's going on in your life right now, because I know a lot of you guys that listen to me, y'all going through it as well. Maybe not as bad as I am, but y'all going through it. And you have to remember that whatever your talent is, whatever you're good at, whatever gives you joy or happiness, and when you're doing it, you feel great. You have to take all that pain and put it into that. You have to funnel that in some type of spiritual tunnel, and you have to make sure that you do it consistently, because spiritual stagnation is a real thing. Each and every day, we should be doing things that grow our spirit. We should be learning new information. We should be evaluating certain circumstances. We should be trying to grow our spirits. You see, this materialistic world will have you trapped, and it will force you to adapt, because you're going to have to adapt in this wild, wicked, sadistic, twisted world. It's an evil world, point blank, period. And there's going to be so much negativity. But look at the negativity in a certain light. Look at all the negative things that you're going through right now, or what you've been through, or what you're going to go through, and try to turn that into fuel for your writing, for your poetry, for your coding. Because I know some people are hitting me up saying that they're getting into coding and stuff like that. Research or whatever. If you make YouTube videos, make it give you more fire, more spark in your soul to keep making videos and keep doing research and keep just doing your thing, man. Because this world's going to try to spark out your flame, point blank, period. But you never give up on what truly makes you you. Do you understand me? Because the second that you do, you're gone. When I do the things that I like to do, man, it brings me so much joy, so much peace, and so much happiness, honestly. And it doesn't matter what I'm going through. It doesn't matter I'm homeless, with nothing or no one really to depend on and fall back on. All because of some online trolls who I don't even know. And dealing with other type of things in my life, economic destabilization, mental degradation, spiritual reformation, and all types of secret annihilations that are integrated into the makeshift matrix, that's on some fake shit, which is the society that, we're all trapped in. This world doesn't like creative and innovative people. This world doesn't like people thinking outside the box. This world wants everybody to be a robot. You ever seen that movie with Will Smith called I, Robot? Or have you ever seen that TV series called Westworld, where the robots finally gain sentience and they gain a sense of self and a sense of purpose, and then everything just breaks. The system just starts crashing and falling down. We are souls. We are eternal beings having this moment in time, where we're alive for a little bit. Then we go back into the void, or we go, some of us, to the pleroma. But you must take all the pain that you're going through and turn that into something. Whenever, you're at your job or something, your boss yells at you or whatever. Whenever you go home, or you hear your coworkers gossiping about you, whatever, just all you have to do is take that energy that they release, that negative energy they release, take it and transmute it into something else, something that's going to benefit your future, something that's going to be productive for you, and that's going to benefit your life in the long run. If, let's say, you're young, and let's say your brother's friend or some crap. Maybe they done something bad to you, whatever, and you want to apply to college and you want to become a mechanic or something like that. Focus on your mechanic work. You know what I mean? Focus on that. You want to become an airplane mechanic. You want to become a coder for robotics. I was looking into that, a lot. Robotics coding and shit. That shit's interesting, but it's a lot of mathematics and crap. And I was never good at math, right? I'm just going to wait till the damn future where there'll be some app, you press a damn button and damn, they just say, hey, we just built a robot for you. But it probably wouldn't be for public consumption. I'm just not good at math like that. Even if I tried to learn, it's just all that stuff is just never was my forte, right? My focus was more on writing and musical elements and studying and research and analyzations of historic events and histories. But try to transmute it. Because in this world, man, you're going to go through it, especially if you're a guy that is not economically stable. You don't fit the mold of society. You don't fit in that box that everybody else fits in. There's going to be a lot of negative days you face, point blank period, just off of just living your life and doing your thing, You're going to face a lot. So take all that negative pain, people talking about you, people doing this, and just turn it into something positive. Take the negative crap and turn it into something positive. I don't care what you do. I don't care if it's lifting weights. I don't care if it's doing push-ups. Something that's going to benefit you in the long run, in the future. So each and every time life throws something at you, you take it and you do something positive. Each and every time. Then you have an infinite amount of fuel. And then you're going to keep stacking up and look up, as you're building brick by brick by brick. And you look up, you have an entire mansion of capabilities and capacities, and you can probably alter your reality. I'm serious, man, because a lot of us, I know, we feel stuck. We feel annihilated. We feel devastated by this life and devastated by this world. We feel like, life has passed us by. We're old. We may not have accomplished what we wanted to accomplish in our younger years, but fuck it, it doesn't matter. You have one life. Do you want your life to be miserable forever? Do you want to never, ever have any type of anything, And I know it sucks, man. I know the mental devastation a lot of us face, and how it can seem like it's insurmountable odds, insurmountable mountains we have to climb just to get things that regular people just pretty much get. But a lot of us were facing all type of mental issues and all type of things of that nature, and we're just in toxic situations. There's been always a negative affinity with our lives for some reason, and some people would say that somebody called me a star seed or a star child. I had to look that up, what that meant, but it meant somebody that's highly spiritual, highly sensitive to energetic manifestational frequencies, and somebody that looks into the deeper things about life. And I was like, damn, because it's like being a Pisces, my mind is always floating between realms. I'm thinking about the spiritual realm, but yet I'm in the physical realm, if that makes any sense, And some people may not believe that there's another realm of realities or dimensions above us, beneath us, and around us, but there's been so much studies out there, and they're just classified information they don't tell the public. But there's definitely something beyond this. Like this physical life, even though it feels pointless, it feels like it makes no sense, there's definitely some being that made this just to torment some of us and give others heaven while giving others hell, making others prevail while others never really break out their shells. It's absolutely brutal, but it's the truth. Have you ever just wondered why you'd be walking down the street, minding your business, and somebody would just put you in their sights or in their scope. You know, you haven't done nothing wrong. My whole life, bro, I used to always have teachers that's always kick me out of class and kind of like pick on me. I didn't even talk. I was like the good student. I had so many times where other students were stood up for me like, hey, he wasn't even talking. You know, one time this one kid was like, hey, he wasn't talking, I was talking. You know, teacher still kicked me out. Now, I don't know if that was due to my skin color configuration or what, but I always have that. You know, I'm thinking, that's interesting. You know, I didn't graduate high school on time, all because of that California high school math test or whatever. It's like some type. It's called the Cassie. They don't have it now, of course. I think they got rid of it about like a year or two after I left high school. But that's the only reason why I didn't graduate. You know, I played football pretty much all 4 years in high school, and so I think that made up my community service hours and stuff. And all my other classes, I was passing them. You know, pretty much B's, C's, and I think I had an A in one class. I think I had an A in English. I was always good in English. But what I'm saying, guys, is that you're going to face all type of drama and problems in this world. It's going to be a battle. It's going to be a struggle. But you have to stay strong. You have to stay focused on your craft and your gifts. If you don't have any gifts, create one. Fuck it. If you like watching anime, start drawing anime characters or start taking anime, you know. Here's what I used to do about 3-4 years ago. I haven't done it in a minute. But here's what I used to do. I remember I was watching I think it was Black Clover with Asta. If you know anything about Black Clover, Asta is always screaming. Asta's he's always screaming when he talks for the most part. And at first I thought it was so damn annoying, but then I got used to it. And there was this one episode where they go to this underwater temple and they fight, like they have like a boss battle with like this elf guy or whatever. I think he's like a beast elf or something like that. And they have this final battle with him. And everybody in the team gets destroyed or whatever. But Asta, he reached deep inside of his soul. He reached deep inside of himself and he pulled something out, you know, and he was able to defeat that guy. That guy was almost impossible to beat. So let's think of life as a boss battle, you know, where every single day is going to throw mini bosses at you. But you have to take the negative energy and turn that into something that's positive, something that's going to benefit you, you know? You know, when I was younger, I used to write all the time, like all day. I used to just sit in my room and just write, read books, study, analyze, shit that most people weren't really doing, reading the cult books, gaining the spiritual knowledge, you know? And it doesn't mean you have to be at a certain place in a time. There's different types there's, you know, how do I say this without offending people, right? I mean, everybody on this channel, we already know what the D word is. We already know about, whatever created this is tormenting us, point blank, period. But let's just say this. True spirituality, you're going to have spiritual growth and development. You're not going to have spiritual stagnation. You're not going to have jealousy in your heart. You're not going to have hatred in your heart. That's how you know you're on the right path. If you think you're spiritually growing, but you still have all these negative emotions inside of you and all of that, then that's a sign that whatever you're getting your spiritual influence from is not really working. Point blank, period. So just take that into mind and take that into consideration. But remember this, each and every one of you guys have something special about you, even if you're ugly, even if you're poor, even if you're fucked up, whatever, Oh, I lost my train of fucking thought, man. My mind goes 1,000 miles per second. But what I used to do when I watched these animes a long time ago, I think it was Black Clover. And what I used to do is I used to take some of those episodes and take the story, and I used to be like, and then I'll remix it. I'll watch the episode, and then I'll write my own version of the episode, putting myself in Asta's position, but then I'll switch it up and change it. Instead of an underwater temple, I put it in an air temple. And instead of one boss battle, I had fighting 3 different bosses at once, And that's what I used to do about 3-4 years ago. I haven't done it in a while, but every time I watched an anime, I would especially an episode I really, really liked, I would take that episode and just watch it 2 or 3 times. And then I'll just start writing my own version of the episode, I'll play it in the first 5 minutes, what happens, and then I'll just, remix it and write it, in Microsoft Word or whatever, my version of it. And I'll go as deep as the dialogue of the character. I'll make my own characters you know what I mean? I'll really take it like that. That's how I know I need to be in a creative field, something that I can freely express my soul. And a lot of us, maybe the reason why we're economically The pride is because we're not doing what we truly should be doing in life. Something that really feeds and nourishes our souls and our spirits that can make us really come up. And once we get on that right path where our creativity and our innovation leads to a solidification of economic stabilization, maybe we can finally live the life that we truly dreamed, you know? But you guys stay strong, man. Enjoy your weekend. I make these videos for you guys to enjoy, even though I'm going through hell, even though I'm pretty much homeless. And I got my own battles and struggles to face. But you got to stay strong, man. And also, I have to thank that one person, who bought one of my melodies or whatever. Even though I know my melodies ain't the best, I'm really making these beats, off a broken laptop, and I'm just trying my best, man, with the equipment I have now. So I appreciate that, man, and anybody else, anytime, any beat you hear, email me, akirasonoy@aol.com, hit me up, and we can discuss it, Anyway, you guys enjoy your Saturday. Peace.